I will resist. Here is a message from meetup.com. Meetup has always served as an organizing platform for a wide range of political views, welcoming everyone from Howard Deniaks to the Tea Party. Meetup will always welcome people with different beliefs. But after the recent executive order aimed to block people on the basis of nationality and religion, a line was crossed. At a time when core democratic ideals feel under attack, we feel a duty to spark more civic participation. Last week, we created 1,000 plus #resist meetup groups to act as local hubs for actions on behalf of democracy, equality, human rights, social justice, and sustainability. Already 500,000 plus people have joined. These #resist meetups are open to anyone who wants to create a bright future that's rich with opportunity and freedom for all. Meetup exists to connect people so they can create opportunity and make the world they want. We hope members take meetups forward to be powerful together. Find a #resist meetup nearby. So, I am no longer bothered by these. What they did does not violate the non-aggression principle, and I encourage private companies and people to share their thoughts as much as they can. That and the ability to exercise freedom of association are key pillars of a civil society. This is what needs to happen. If people have a mindset that is antagonistic to reality, it will seep into other fields. So let the companies hire the like-minded people and have the other companies do so as well, and see which one works best. Which people create the best product and attract the most customers. For too long, sensible people have been propping up the insensible ones that they falsely thought were sensible. Though I will resist acting upon these, I will give you my first impressions of the material presented by Meetup. For democracy. Quote, "A lynch mob is an example of pure democracy in action. There is only one dissenting vote, and that is cast by the person at the end of the rope." Unquote. To counter this inherent danger of democracy, America and other places were founded as republics based on the rule of law. For women's rights. Which rights does the United States of America afford to men that they do not to women? If you find rights that women have that men do not, would you advocate taking these rights away in the name of equality? No, and I would not expect you to. It's not about the quantity of rights, but the quality. As if I had one right that said I could do anything and nothing could be done about it, it would trump any number of rights that you may have. In addition, men and women, like any other different groups, are by definition different and have different needs. If what's good for the goose was also good for the gander, then we would all be geese. Now, if this is for women across the globe, how many #resist groups are there in these countries where you say women are not allowed to do the same things men are? If women are prevented from assembling, are you advocating that your government go into other countries and interfere with their own affairs? For healthcare, this is not a right. It requires someone else to provide it. If you are the only doctor on an island of 50 people and everyone was sick at the same time, who has the biggest or most just right to your services? The right answer is none of them. You'd be a bit of an asshat if you didn't help any of them, and wrong if you chose not to after they paid you. But no matter how much you resist, it is not a right. For education, this is more often not a case for being educated, but being schooled. This has happened because we no longer held education as something worth concerning ourselves with, so we pawned it off to other people who used it for their benefits. As is said in the aptly named School Sucks project, link below, school sucks. Why do you think so many children resist being in school? For equality. As you won't find many people that will actually admit that they mean equality of outcomes or results, let's talk about equality of opportunity. Let's use this video as an example. I did not have the equal opportunity of making this a few days ago, as I had not seen the email. Tomorrow the opportunity to make this video would have been gone, but I will have the new opportunity of editing it due to my past choices of having made it. I am trying to resist the realization that equal opportunity is just as fallacious as equal results. It doesn't even sound good, everyone being equal. For human rights, how many of you can provide a definition for a human right? It seems that women's rights and human rights are presented separately as often as you see the trope of women's rights are human rights. So which one is it? Are they both equal? In the case that you mean natural rights, are you then calling for an abolition of states, or do you want to control state power in case anyone exercises a right to resist your social contract? For sustainability, I shall presume this is in an ecological sense. Anyone that would resist that the climate changes, well, I was thinking of something humorous to say here, but who actually does this? I personally deny the conflation of catastrophic anthropomorphic climate change to the ongoing changes in global climate that our technology is finally beginning to track, and of which, as part of the biomass, we do, of course, contribute to. This world in general is cleaner today and improving by the day. As for sustainability, again, all things are not equal. How many of you sustain your cell phones for a year until the very next model comes out? I've personally sustained one for about 5 years, and the other one had its battery give out on me. And that is a key part of this. When it comes to providing energy in a sustainable sense, as amazing as batteries are, they're not that sustainable. This is a major handicap for many so-called green energies. Now, how do you propose we will improve this as a human race? More government programs? For refugees, try and resist the urge to be racist. I know you are. Not all Muslims are refugees or from the 7 countries that people have been up in a tizzy about. The administration of previous presidents of the United States, especially the one many of you love, compiled a list of risky countries. Donald, the President, Trump, just acted upon it. If you want to speak in general, then who are they and why are they refugees? How will what they seek refuge from stop, and when will they move back? As for what refuge is, have you considered the sustainability of these plans? Did you know that 13 people can be helped for the same amount it costs to bring one refugee to the USA? If that money was sent to safe zones close to or in the countries that the people are fleeing? Okay, maybe you did. Maybe I could be wrong. But what if it is you that are wrong? Now, I'm going to finish off with a pièce de résistance. I did resist asking myself if I was wrong in the past. The sort of world I saw that could lead me to being so wrong about so much was too horrific to countenance. I was wrong, though. I will resist jumping to assumptions in this case. I first heard of Shia LaBeouf's now shuttered He Will Not Divide Us project and thought it had potential to create well-needed conversation. Instead, it just created lulls and sadness. Not all projects are equal. Part of why his project failed could have been due to its detached nature and encouragement to just repeat the defeatist mantra of He Will Not Divide Us. This meetup project could be different. I have used the platform to meet people that have enriched my life. The fact that this actually is somewhat of a more selective process in that you have to join the group, see what it's about, actually choose to go meet the people in person is a big key to this. This and several other aspects of it could make this a very good thing. So, as I am today, it would be horrible to imagine the world is as terrible a place as some of you clearly think it is. So nonsensical and ungainly it might seem that it makes sense you would be seeking safe spaces. I imagine many of you feel that you can relate to the safety that the refugees are seeking. However, what if you're wrong? What if the world really isn't this evil place that you think it is? Through challenging ourselves and working through difficult things, resistance training is not something solely limited to physical exercise. It arguably is all the more important when it comes to mental resistance. Okay, thanks for listening. I'm going to call it a video here. In the low bar, I will include a link to the blog post that goes along with this video. That post contains links to other sources that explain why I have so many issues with the premises of this #resist meetup project. If you are fed up with Meetup, there's also a link to a few other sites you can use to meet with people. I've actually used Eventbrite in tandem with Meetup, as in you'll join a meetup, they'll announce that they're going to an event, you go to Eventbrite to find tickets for that event. There will also be a link to theusualjusters.com, where I will be tracking things that different public figures say about public issues. I considered adding this to this video, this little yellow thing you see on the screen here, but I'll use it in a separate video that's going to focus on the ways and importance of establishing what is good. If anyone knows what this thing is, please write it in the comment section. I'm going to hopefully try to find that out before that next video.